There's going to be a guy who focuses on ancient Egypt. It's okay.
Mhm.
It's okay. That's what he focuses on. You don't have to be, oh no, today what happened in no, bro. Just let him focus on his thing.
It's
That's
just
it.
pieces.
I don't know why they be so mad, and everybody has to look at it one way. Like that doesn't make sense. You don't see that with nobody else.
Excuse me.
I like how he did. I do like how he said, they doing their thing, they getting their money, and it's a lot of success because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to big up the next person.
Yeah. He said they just have different
Goals.
agendas. Yeah,
Yeah, we
different
have different goals.
goals.
If I
Right.
wanna if I wanna get what you call it, it's different than me wanting to own a basketball team and
And
play
being a
basketball.
player.
If
Hmm.
I want to be a player, there's a different rule, different things that I'm gonna have to do in my life to become there. And if I want to become an owner, again, different things I'm gonna have to do. There's nothing wrong with either one of those paths.
Okay. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Grounded and Gus. We was having a conversation about how to approach people with this information because we was watching a YouTube. What was that? Like just a YouTube video?
I
Was
don't
that
know.
a podcast?
You have to put that on.
I
Might have been
think
a
it's like
podcast.
a YouTube podcast, and Amir was on there teaching about equity, and we was just trying to follow along, and it felt Augustus
Right. Don't do that to me.
Augustus as a teacher was offended by everything,
All right.
and I think that the moral of the story is everybody needs to take a piece and learn it and master it and then share that information with the other members of the group.
No ego.
No ego can ever be involved in this because when you when you bring your ego involved, nothing's getting done. Nothing's getting done. And a lot of the stuff that the people who was interviewing him, a lot of the questions that they asked was reasonable. Like they was like, basically if you do go settle your debt, they gonna stop that shit because they don't want everybody knowing that you can do that. And that's fair and a really educated question. Um, when people ask you these questions, you can't get frustrated and you can't get upset and you can't just ignore the question because it's valid. Like, I mean, I could go through all of this or I could pay you for this class and shit and next week they done took the website down. I can't even apply for nothing no more. That's a possibility. I told y'all that um when I was watching Janice's land patent stuff, I kept on saying to her, when everybody starts accessing this website with all this evidence, aren't they gonna kill the website? And she kept saying no. And sure enough, 2 months later, the website is nowhere to be found. So
It's real. It's real.
I mean, you can tell something is the truth because motherfuckers laugh at you and say you crazy. Now I went to the IRS the other day because after a year of them not, it's actually been over a year that they weren't respecting what I told them to do. So I had to make an appointment to go into the office. And when I went into the office, the IRS field agent says to me, yeah, we got your instructions and we did it. I said, okay, when? And they said, well, we did it at 11/14/2023, even though I turned this in 22 and 21, right? So I said, okay, cool. Can I get a documentation of everybody who you sent this information to stop them from having power of attorney over my estate? And he said, so the IRS will never give you a email a letter in the mail or a phone call telling you anything about it. And I said, huh. So you're not going to tell me who you were giving access to my estate on? And so for like an hour, he's just trying to find every code in the IRS book to try to pull this up. And the only thing will pull up is that I filed the complaint. It was referred to a special department in the IRS, and it was executed. That's it. Now I only know of 360 people who was trading on my estate. I don't know if it's more than that. That's all I could piece together. But at the very least, I should have been able to get confirmation that these companies have been, what's the word I'm looking for?
Enriching themselves off your
Enriching themselves off of me so that I can seek remedy or whatever. And he gave me a paper. He said the only person that's gonna know how to read this is the IRS because it's a code. It's nothing on the fucking paper. It's like a receipt. It says my name, my social security number, and the code. And I'm like, first, let me just hold on for a minute for the fact that what I sent in was different from human English. Is that right? It was different from human English that we use every day. It was different from the beneficiary acknowledgement and signatures. It was different from that. The way I addressed this issue and the way I executed my demands was different than the way I'm talking to you right now. And the fact that they did what I said in a way that I said it means that what I did was something that is real. Because if it wasn't real, they would never have executed what I said. Or they would have kept ignoring it. Yeah. So if I say, yeah, let me be careful because I always give y'all free beans, always. And you'll still come asking me for more and more. You just don't care about the energy it takes me to find this out. The security that I'm breaching on myself, like going to seek this information that's being covered up. Best way to say this. Okay. The bottom line is I told them to revoke all powers of attorney on my estate. But I had to say it in a certain way. I had to be the natural person. And if you don't understand, that's crazy how you got the A count right on it. Fatty McStomach thing. Fatty McStomach thing. You're so fat. But your French toast has completely lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
If you are the natural person.
Oh, you're a natural person. So when you're approaching the IRS as the natural person and not a sovereign person, not a status corrected person, not a national American person, not a separate from the Washington D.C. person, but the natural born of the creation, not a more anymore, no more Moors, none of that. But when you stand on your heartbeat and your brain matter and you address them a certain way, they work for you.
And what animates you is your God.
And what, right.
Your God.
Right. So what I did worked, and it's going to take a certain amount of time for them to go after these companies because that's what you're doing initially. You're just telling the IRS it was a fraud done on me, and I need you to investigate and audit all of these companies who committed this fraud on me, and I want you to go after every dime that they owe me. Now, people think you got to go to court for this, but this is commerce. This is money. Money matters is the IRS, the Treasury, and the Federal Trade Commission, right, Gus? Mm-hmm. So why you trying to go to the court? Hey, babe. They said, hey. Why you trying to go to the court to seek remedy for fraud in commerce, all they're gonna do is keep pushing you around the courtroom, sending you from this place to that place, this place to that place, and they'll never answer you.
Unless the payoff is big enough for progress.
Mm.
And then when the payoff is that big, the person who has to pay it off, they have so much fucking money that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You have to understand if you win.
Yeah, like when y'all in this world, this ain't no fucking joke. This ain't no joke. You gotta approach living free like you approach invading Emily.
Evading
What is it? Evading imminent death. I don't think that's what I was trying to say though. I'm saying invading somebody else's territory.
Oh,
what did I say? How the fuck did I say that? That's what I meant though.
Well, that's literally it. Invading someone else.
Yeah, so like you gotta approach it like when you invading somebody else's territory, you gotta be strategic, you gotta plan, you gotta be patient and wait. You need a spotter, you need spotters, you need spotters. Listen to me, you need spotters. Like what the fuck? You need spotters. You need people that's going in to look. You need people that just go sit in the courtroom just to hear cases. Y'all don't know how to strategize. You need people to make calls every fucking day just to ask questions. You need that person. You need somebody that's going to go up to the Secretary of State office or building and ask questions.
They know what the fuck you need. They just scared to
organize. Yeah, and then when they right, I get it. Everybody's a coward. Nobody wants to organize. And I wish I was still in the era of the Black Panthers where people actually cared about themselves and their children. Right now, everybody care about being fluid and trending. Now, I might sound like an asshole when I say that, but it's more shit about LGBT communities than the fuck there are about these children being manipulated by these schools that are having transgender strippers come to the elementary school for the kids, and they promote that shit online like it's okay. Like y'all so interested in that. Y'all so interested in what was the latest thing? This Cat Williams shit. Cat Williams. I heard about that shit every day for like 10 days. And it's only been like 5 days since that shit happened. That's how much it's getting on my nerves. Cat Williams, this and that. Who gives a fuck about them? Are they helping you get your estate together for your kids and your grandkids? Who cares if this guy had somebody stick their finger up their ass? Like, I don't care. Who cares about that? How is that helping your family? Me and my husband was just thinking about setting up a summer camp for adults where we're teaching y'all this shit. And he was saying that we need to do. You can go ahead and say that. When you were saying how is when you go to history, when you're in college, you take history class and science class and all that.
What I was saying is that it would literally take months to be able to put people. What's happening is she's watching this class. She's watching what's his name, Amir. She's watching Amir try to explain stuff to people, and I was saying to her that the people he was explaining to, they weren't getting it. And I said the reason why they can't get it is because it's too much history that they are missing. They don't know any of the steps up into the platform that he was speaking on. I mean, just to use the word platform, a platform, if a platform is elevated, you need steps or an elevator to get to that platform. And you're talking to people who are on levels beneath you from a platform. You have to give them steps so they can get up there and have this conversation.
It was called Porter versus Prada. And this is Unveiling Legal Complexities is what it was called. And he was trying really hard to explain the difference between commerce and consumers and equity and private Americans. But just imagine you coming up, you walking outside, you going to the bus, right? You on your way to work. Somebody come up to you and say, the square root of molecular chemistry in some kind of geometry from another planet, and they want you to solve the puzzle right now. You got 10 minutes before the bus get here. Come on, man. That shit is not realistic at all. It's not. So we as teachers can't be frustrated or upset when y'all looking at us like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Because I get frustrated and I get upset.
Yeah, I don't like that. My husband gets so disgusting because he's a teacher. So when he sees somebody teaching wrong, so he say, it offends him.
Or students that ain't about that fucking learning life. They just want, can I get the millions?
That's true though, because
Can I
it
get the
is people
millions?
here that
Can
all
I
they
get the
kept talking
millions?
about was the money.
What about the millions though?
He said, so it's like, so the guy said, you know, you can discharge a mortgage. And they was like, what? You could discharge the mortgage? He was like, yeah, you could discharge a mortgage in a car and stuff like that. But that's small stuff. That's a small bag. That's like 10 grand. And they was like, that's a bag. They was happy and shit. He like, no.
No.
The fact that y'all didn't understand the no.
No.
You're not understanding that no. No mean your thinking is so small. It's so small. And I can't change the way you think because you don't change the way you think. And if y'all are really interested in going after credit and a car or a Netflix bill, please don't come to me. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to do small shit. I only do big things. The process that I just told y'all about is so big that there's only a certain amount of people that know how to do that. And I was informed by a certain person who come from a certain place, who has certain information. This information is not going to be something that you can Google or DuckDuckGo. It's just not. And I had a couple of people asking me to teach this class about what I did, but I'm sitting here thinking that might put my life in danger because none of you niggas is trustworthy. Like if I tell y'all something like this, think about that. We talking about money. We talking about millions and billions of dollars. That if 1,000 of us come to collect, if I train 1,000 people to go execute what I executed, that's $100 million off the rip, 1,000 times. How much is that? I can't count.
1,000 million.
1,000 million. A billion. No, that's money. That's too small. See, and that's another thing. Like these numbers is that we even know they're so small. It's not even going to touch what's owed to you. If every birth certificate is worth $100 million a year, see, some people teach y'all status correction shit. You can go authenticate your birth certificate, go to the bank will give you back $100 million. I ain't seen nobody do it yet, but if it can be done, go for it. Please go for it. Let me know how you succeed because there is an absolute way to do that. Do you think they told us that? I done had 4 people tell me that they did all of this process. They got all their documents. And when they took their birth certificate to the bank, ain't nobody give them no money back. There was no money back, no money back. No money back. That's why I keep telling y'all, stop with the fucking $750 to pay somebody to do your status correction. If you have a conversation with the IRS about your estate, you have corrected your status. That means you are no longer dead. You are no longer out to sea because you're talking to them. Your straw man can't talk to them. Your all caps, your paperwork can't talk to them. They can't fucking move. You are their fucking animator. So if you animating, they got to work with you. And they got to report that they did. When that man said your case was sent to a special department in the IRS.
For the living.
What department is that, sir? He had the nerve to say to me, damn, you sure making me work this morning. The fucking nerve. You are stealing billions of dollars from the people that's keeping this country running. And you mad because you got to do some work at your job? I said, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wait. Go ahead and look that up. It took him a whole hour. My daughter was waiting like, damn, what is going on? I'm like, we ain't going no fucking where until I get my answer. I left out of that shit. I almost threw up. I was so I was so excited and impressed by myself. Like the fact that, bitch, did you really do that shit? Did you really do that? And I'm going to sound like an asshole when I say this, but thank God for that white man that told me what to do. My mentor. And I told y'all, I only fuck with soldiers. I told y'all that. Soldiers, cops. I like protection, right? I deal with people who can educate me and protect me and fight for me. And that's literally what the ancestors sent right up to me. This is why I tell y'all it's so important to have a relationship with your ancestors. Because if you ask them for something, they'll give it to you. You just got to be open to notice when it's being sent to you. I just randomly happened to be talking to a female online about her car note because she was saying something about her car note. She couldn't pay it or something. And I chimed in and I said, well, did you read your loan contract? And so I was telling her where to look on her loan. And she said, well, it's out in the car right now. I could go get it. And so the next guy in line was saying, no, what she's telling you is true. And he said, I got all the documents right here. I could prove everything she's saying. And I said, what? This man opened up a briefcase. He had it was just, I was just impressed. I was so impressed. He had a briefcase of government files, documents, uh, cases, court cases. He accidentally came across a master key searching in the middle of the night, and it just give him access to every, to everything that they don't want you to know. And paper, I'm reading paper after paper, and I'm like, no way. There's no way. He said, I'm gonna tell you how I used a 1099-A to fix my house up. They gave me $678,000. I got 60 acres of land, and I got like, I think he said he had 50 cows or some shit. But um, I'm like reading all of the documents. They all certified. They all got the seals on it, everything. And the lady is like, she was so confused. She was like, what is all this? Like, we literally got out of line. We got out of the line at the courthouse, and we sat down at the table and we was all talking. And that's because my ancestors said I needed to know something. And it wasn't just a lot of things. And then he said, you know what? I don't want you to do nothing but this. Remember that day he called us? And he was like, but make sure you do it like this. And sure enough, that shit worked. So now I'm in the process where I have to wait for them to do the audits on their accounts to assess how much money is totaled out to me, needs to be totaled out to me, and that's going to take a few more months. But once that money come in, I'm going to guarantee y'all I'm not going to be talking about this no more. Because I like to bring everybody with me, but once I get to a certain place, I'm not coming back for y'all. I've said that over and over. I told my sister point blank, I won't come back for you. If I'm offering my help to you now, if I'm offering my time and my energy to y'all now and you don't take it, when you see the come up, don't call me. There will be no classes offered, because why would I need to do that? Because I've already tried to help y'all and y'all wasn't receptive. Yeah, thanks, babe. Receptive of it. So if you're going to be in this world and you're really trying to live free and learn these laws and stuff, you got to take it serious. You need to tribe up, get with people that's going to read one thing and somebody read another thing. Y'all have to believe in yourself. When y'all go to court and file these papers and it don't work, I mean, is that it? Do you just give up? Because I don't want to be around nobody that gives up. If you are a giver upper, don't come around me. Don't call me. Don't come around me. Don't email me. Don't text me. If you scared, if you are what I consider to be weak and you just can't stand up for yourself, you can't open your mouth, you just follow trends, I'm not the person for you. Do not subscribe to me. Do not follow me. just understand that if you do this, it is going to be hard. You are going to have people laughing at you every fucking day like you a joke. You're going to have your spouses, your kids, your parents, your family members. They're all going to laugh at you and call you a conspiracy theorist or crazy. You are going to have to be the one with the gut and the strength to keep barreling through until you get the results that you need. I feel like I bypassed all of the Netflix bills and your utility bills and the commerce shit, the consumer. What is it? What's that one? The consumer law shit. That's it, right? Consumer. Yeah, I bypassed all of that. That's small shit. I don't do anything small, and it is times where I'll be looking at the people who are doing the consumer law and the excuse me, the credit and shit, and they winning, and they're living well, and they're traveling and entertaining themselves. And I sometimes question myself, like, damn, did I make a bad decision going after all of the bag instead of just the little perks? But after the IRS confirmed to me what I've been working on all this time, I made the right decision for my family legacy. I don't care if they can pay their Netflix bill for the rest of their life. I care if they can start a new building of school in the fucking place where there's no school because they fucking feel like it. That's where I'm going with this. I need to build a hospital in my neighborhood where they're not killing us and taking our fucking eggs and our babies and fucking selling them off. That's what I need. Yeah, it's nice to rent a condo on West 21st Avenue in New York, upper scale, whatever. That's cool. But while you paying $1 million a month for your fucking condo rent, how many people are homeless and not eating? I could never think small. I'm not built like that. But for the people who do think small, you can go to the barrel of bullies. All they care about is correcting your credit so you can get a credit card with a high limit. Go do that. Go do that. Huh? Because we need them. We need y'all who think small too, because it's a position for y'all too. I mean, honestly, how would anything get done in the country if it wasn't for small thinkers? The small thinkers is the one that go to work. They the one that make the country run. So everybody has a position to play, and everybody has a purpose. And what you need to just not get offended by somebody talking to you straight forth like this, where they're saying it's okay if you are small because everything has to grow. When a puppy or a child is born, it's tiny. It grows into an adult. Y'all minds is childlike, it's infantile, it's tiny. It has to mature into an adult, a major, somebody who took over their estate, who's no longer dead. So I just wanted to have that conversation with y'all because it's awful watching us go back and forth fighting this shit over stuff just because you can't comprehend it. At some point, we're gonna have to wake up and stop being somebody else's play toy. I don't like playing. I don't like foreplay. I'm nobody's play toy. You will do what I say or you won't. And if you don't, I'm going to be a problem for you. So y'all think about what y'all going to do, how y'all going to execute your life, decide. Decide. Make the decision. Am I strong enough to live free? Am I strong enough to live free? If you're not, it's okay. I mean, do what's been working for you. Going to work, getting your salary, paying your bills. Okay? So I'm going to get off of here now. And y'all have a good day.